Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's video, which I've actually filmed way in advance. I don't exactly know when you're going to be seeing this video. I thought it'd be really helpful for you guys, especially if you're in year 11, year 12, year 13, to kind of get an insight into what is life going to be like when you are in sixth form and you're applying to medicine. So you've just started year 12, and the assumption is that you've just finished your GCSEs, whether it's in the pandemic or not, and you've chosen your A-levels, which is probably biology and chemistry plus a third subject. So I think the best advice for the whole of year 12 is basically you don't really need to worry about your medical application too much. All I want you to do is focus on your A-levels, whether that's looking at your specification, reading a textbook, obviously learning in your lessons as well, and practicing past papers so you get to grips with the content that you've been taught from the beginning of year 12 to the very end. So like I said, year 12 is pretty chill, I'd say. Just focus on your work and keep on top of everything, and there's so many different ways to do that. If you want more videos about it, then comment down below. The biggest part of year 12 is going to be your exams, whether it's the mock exams after the Christmas holidays or before the Christmas holidays, or your end of year exams. Dependent on your school, they do use your year 12 exams to form your predicted grades, so make sure you don't slip up on your exams and you keep on top of everything so that you're able to get the best predicted grades to apply to medical school. We're going to fast forward from September of year 12 all the way to June, July of the following year, and now we've just hit summer. You've had your summer break, and now you're like, what am I supposed to do now? In the hopes that you've organised your work experience, whether that's in a GP practice, in a hospital, in a surgery or community hospitals, this is where you could probably spend 1 or 2 weeks gaining experience so that you can use this to reflect upon. I know that with COVID it is very difficult. I will insert some online resources that you can use to try and apply for online work experience as well. So don't worry guys, I've got your back. And don't think that doing work experience in the summer before year 13 is too late. That's where I did the majority of my work experience. I had a bit of experience in a care home, a little bit in GP, but I really wanted a hospital setting, so I actually trekked it all the way to Luton Hospital to get some ward experience, and that was really beneficial. In addition to work experience, you're also going to start working on your personal statement. Now this is such a huge topic, and I feel like I'm going to fall into a massive black hole if I start talking about it, but ultimately using the experiences that you have that are unique to you, you need to make sure you reflect on whatever you've done, whether it's going on Gold DOE or volunteering at a care home or setting up a bake sale to raise money for a specific charity. Make sure that you reflect on these different events that you've taken part in so that the university who's reading your personal statement can see like, wow, this person's really cool and they have so much to talk about and say for themselves. I can't write your personal statement for you. Remember, a personal statement is personal for a reason, but like I said, it's all the experiences that you have and all the knowledge that you've gained is what you're going to be putting into your personal statement. And the final thing is your UCAT prep. The UCAT is basically an exam that you have to do where you get like different sections and you get an overall score which you use to apply for medical school. I'm not the best person, have to be honest, to talk about UCAT because I never enjoyed doing the UCAT anyway, but there are so many online resources such as Medify and loads of YouTube videos out there explaining how you can master each section. My best advice is to basically spend 6 weeks or just over a month to basically get to grips with what the UCAT exam is about and start practicing questions. I personally booked my UCAT exam like in the first week of September, like right before we started school, just so I had nothing to worry about and I was fully focused on my application after I got my results. So now, we've just done year 12, we're now at the beginning of year 13, and this is a stressful period. Like, I completely get if you are worried or if you're nervous about it because there's so many things going on, and especially when you are applying to medicine, there's just so many different aspects of it that you need to consider. You've got to do volunteering, you've got to do entrance exams, you've got to do a personal statement, and you've got to get the interviews and stuff as well, so it's very daunting, and I completely get it. You've probably just done your UCAT exam, and then the next thing you will do is submit your personal statement around mid-October onto UCAS, and you would have chosen your universities as well. There's also another exam called the BMAT, and this is only for a few universities in the UK like UCL, Imperial, Brighton, and I think Oxbridge as well, and you actually do this exam after you've applied. So if we go back to the timeline, you've just applied in October and this exam is usually in November, which is a bit weird. I would usually prepare for my BMAT exam from September to November, so that's also another 6 weeks to practice questions and do loads of preparation for it. So once you've done all these exams, you've submitted everything, now it's just a big fat waiting game. And this can be slightly worrying because every day, and I kid you not, this is going to be part of your routine, you're going to be waking up each morning and refreshing UCAS track. It's actually inevitable because I was that person who would just refresh it like every 5 seconds. The key thing is you've done everything you can. You've done your work experience, you've done all your entrance exams, and you've done your application. So what more can you do than wait and just let the universe decide what your fate is for you? All you have to do is focus on your A-levels, make sure that you're on top of your work and that you're not falling too behind. And amongst all this, so you're doing your A-levels, hopefully, fingers crossed, that you get some interviews for some of the medical schools that you apply to. I've actually made a video already about how you can balance your A-levels with interview prep as well. And so click some of the links, which is somewhere on the screen, I don't know where. It is a really long process and it can be very, very draining. But remember, you're not alone. There are definitely going to be people in your year who are in the same position. So if there is something that's worrying you, then definitely go and talk to them. But ultimately, whether you get rejections, whether you get offers, just keep your head high and always focus on your A-levels, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you can take control of your own education. So if you work hard for the whole year, you know that when you open your results on results day, that you're going to get the best grades that you can. So I hope this video is really useful to you guys. My camera is about to die right now because I've been videoing for ages, but if you have any questions about year 12 and year 13, or you want to share your experiences as well, comment that down below, and I look forward to see you all in the next video.